2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, quickly approaching this year's All-Star break. Tonight we'll see the Toronto Raptors as they play against the Chicago Bulls. And guys, for the Bulls, the game tonight marks their second of 4 meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met. And with All-Star Weekend fast approaching, it's always a great time. But the league has made some tweaks over the years. Shaq, anything you'd change or add to the events?
Listen, forget the tweaks. We need to get the big stars to participate in the dunk contest. First dunk contest I seen, Dominique, Jordan, Dr. J, big guys. So big guys, I know you're listening. I know you're playing. Step up. Get back in the dunk contest. I'll put some money up. You want me to put some money up? I'll put some money up.
He's got it.
First prize, 1 million
Stacks
of potato chips.
There it is.
Ooh, I'm in.
Oh, I'm in too. Crunch, crunch. I'll tell you.
Crunch, crunch.
I'll tell you, man. The one thing I would like to see, I would like to see a one-on-one contest. Remember back in the day they used to have the one-on-one contest, and then the winners would play at All-Star Weekend? You're too young for it. Remember this?
Yes.
The one-on-one contest they used to have. Could you imagine who's the best one-on-one player in the league? Oh, forget team play. One-on-one.
How about something we did a few years ago? How about bringing horse back?
No, that was terrible.
And two-time horse champion Kevin Durant.
That was terrible,
Who can forget Kevin Durant,
man.
back-to-back horse champion?
That was so terrible.
One of them was outside too. Remember that? That was outside.
Yes, it was
Phoenix.
terrible, man.
It was a lot of fun. It was the longest horse game of all time.
Ever.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
That horse tournament was terrible.
Chicago, Illinois, home of the Bulls in a fine Eastern Conference battle at the United Center. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And this game marks the start of a road trip here for the Raptors. They like their chances, but this could be a tough game for them. Facing up against a talented roster, they'll have to show that they're the better team.
And I think for Toronto, it hasn't been the type of fully dominant season that a lot of the experts predicted, but they're still in a position that many other teams would envy at this point.
And still with time to put it all together and make this a successful season.
because as disappointed as this may seem right now, they're still at the top of the standings right now. It's really all about the playoffs for a team of this caliber.
So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup. DeRozan and Carroll are out on the wings. Inside, it's Patterson by Valanciunas, and it's Lowry in at the 1. Now here's Lopez. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
And you look over the career of Dwayne Wade. He was initially a slasher, but he's improved his shot and pull-up jumper immensely, and even has become a threat from deep if you give him space.
The feed to DeRozan. From deep. The rebound by Gibson. That's a 2 from Butler, and that's an air ball. Not even close. And here's Lowry. He had 15 points last outing. Here's Valanciunas.
And that is the length of Robin Lopez on display.
Toronto with the ball. There's the pick. There's the pass to Patterson. Just 5 to shoot. DeRozan. That's good.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
He may be ready to throw down the gauntlet in this game, just attacking the basket early on.
Now here's Carter Williams. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
He really did an outstanding job setting up his teammates as well. The defense could not figure out where the ball was going to go next.
That's the 3rd straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Carroll dishes to DeRozan. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. DeRozan's got his 2nd basket of the night.
DeMar DeRozan, one of the best in the business in knocking down the mid-range jump shot.
Lopez a screen. Carter Williams against Lowry. Now here's Butler. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. Carroll kicks to Valanciunas from 7. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. 6 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Carter Williams. Off the mark, and the drought continues. Raptors leading by 9. Will David Aldridge, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, David?
Well, Kevin, when I asked him about the defensive game plan, he said they have to clog up the middle and deny clean looks at the basket. If they can do that, he thinks they'll have the upper hand. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Now, here's DeRozan. 26 points for him last game against Detroit.
And no one on defense could stay in front of him. He continually got pummeled and kept getting back to the stripe.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Now to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for Patterson.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Butler kicks to Carter Williams. Butler passes to Carter Williams. Back to Butler. Pass to Gibson. Bulls moving the ball around. Lopez sets a screen for Butler. Shot clock at 6. The shot by Carter Williams. Nobody around. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And with some time here tonight, we'll explore a question that's been a hot topic for a while now in the NBA. Steve, do you feel the NBA should do something to prevent a heck of whoever strategy that can slow down, bog down these games?
You know, I think I don't want to take it away. If you're a bad free throw shooter and you're playing, you got to use the rule. But I think the rule has to come where it's not slowing down the game. I think, well, you get to a certain number, 2 shots and the ball. I think that'll change the way teams play the hack of whoever.
It's not pleasing to watch. I get the strategy. I appreciate the strategy, but visually, it's tough to watch.
It is, but some of these guys, you got to get in the gym and start knocking down some free throws. Start working on it.
Good point. And Lopez has it in the corner. Unloads, and he hits the jump shot. Carter Williams has got 5 now. Raptors leading by 8. Lowry dishes 2 to DeRozan. Patterson, the screen. Back to Lowry. Inside. Valanciunas. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Valanciunas has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Carter Williams with it. 5 points in the game. Feeds it to Wade. Kicks it out to Gibson. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Traps in the tray. Butler's got his first 3 points of the game.
Nice job by Butler. Really worked on the catch and shoot jump shot, getting it off a little bit quicker.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. To the inside. Here's Valanciunas. That tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Here's Carter Williams. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Lopez passes to Butler. Outside Lowry. That's a miss, his 2nd after 2 shots.
He had all the room he needed to get the shot off, just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
And it's Wade in the corner. Kicks it to Lopez. He dishes it to Carter Williams. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
The Raptors has embraced a physical style of play. Strong on the glass, forcing a lot of turnovers, and offensively, they live at the free throw line.
And as you always say, the Raptors play tough, but they also play under control.
That's the key. They force turnovers and they draw fouls, but don't commit them at the other end. The sign of a well-coached team, it gives them a huge advantage.
And the first one at the line is good.
Dwayne Casey's one of those guys. Watching him coaching his Raptors, he has passion on the sideline. He works extremely hard. He's such a competitor, pacing up and down on the sideline. Dwayne Casey is a hard worker.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And Steve, Casey has made hard work the mantra of his team, and for his own coaching style. At the end of the day, he says it's about outworking the other team in every way.
Well, that's Dwayne Casey. Defense, defense, hard working. That's his mantra, and that's what he lives by.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Lopez outside. Lopez a screen on Carroll. Butler dishes to Lopez. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Patrick Patterson.
And for a center, Robin Lopez is definitely one of the better free throw shooters in the league.
The Bulls have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
That free throw, no good. And with the Bulls, there are so many great moments to choose from. But in your view, Steve, what do you think is the defining moment for this Bulls franchise?
From a plan standpoint, you can't help but think of when Michael Jordan hit the game-winning shot to win the finals over Byron Russell. First title over the Lakers was right up there too, but that one's the biggest one for me.
Second free throw, no good. Well, we see it every year, and recently it's as bad as ever. Steve, what do you think about the coaching turnover rate in the league?
You know, Kevin, I don't like it. I mean, you have coaches change from style to style, and then after 2 years, a guy is gone. He got to give him a chance to be able to implement his style and get a chance to get a camaraderie with his players. It's too much right now.
Chicago calls timeout. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with a win.
And really brought an impressive physicality to that matchup, drawing a ton of fouls, and of course went on to win it.
They forced the issue and made the defense hack them to death last game. I'm sure they'll try to mirror that same attack in this one.
Portis is checked in for Lopez. And then for Toronto, Sullinger's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Norman Powell comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Bulls trail by 11. Now Rondo. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
He really did an outstanding job setting up his teammates as well. The defense could not figure out where the ball was going to go next.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
Absolutely. Prevented an easy bucket. Fantastic D.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
And Sullinger kicks to Joseph. Back to Sullinger. From 10 feet out, Nogueira. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Rajon Rondo. How last month turned out for him. He's right around 5 points a night, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. Backup point guard, always an important position, and he fills that role beautifully.
Ball's knocked loose.
And surprisingly couldn't connect. That's a high percentage a look as he's going to get.
And that one, good. Ross has got his first bucket of the night.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
And who needs to warm up? They didn't.
Joseph, the pass to Nogueira. And the dunk by Nogueira.
And a huge lead here early to start.
The game plan is working to perfection so far. Didn't take them any time to get into rhythm.
Now here's Rondo. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Pass to Zipser. Outside Rondo. Just 5 on the clock. They need this one. He's off on that one. And Toronto will come the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
Yeah, not a fan of moral victories, but that game in a lot of ways was a confidence booster for them because they really didn't have it that night and yet still had a chance.
It's a testament to their character. They never gave up and fought their way back into it. They have to be happy with that at least. That's just terrific ball movement to get his teammate a wide open shot.
Bulls foul. That's his first personal foul.
And here is Joseph. His last outing, he had 8 points. Ross kicks to Nogueira. That's a 2 from Powell.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
And Jared Sullinger picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Bulls trailed by 16. Now here's Rondo. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Pass to McDermott. Clock at 6. And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by McDermott.
I really admire the fact that Rondo is not afraid to go down there in the paint from time to time.
And Rajon Rondo, really one of the purest point guards over the last decade when you're talking about assists. I mean, he's a guy with the ball in his hands, is very effective at making decisions for the offense, dictating pace. And when he plays off the ball, especially as a spot-up shooter, that's when problems can arise, but he knows how to move without the ball and always seems to find himself in the right place at the right time.
Rondo can make that pull-up jumper if you give him enough room.
Toronto leading by 12. Dishes to Powell. He kicks it to Nogueira. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Sullinger left side. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And the Raptors lead by 14. And for Rondo, somewhat of a resurgence last season, gained back much of the confidence he had lost after his tumultuous time in Dallas.
Yeah, I felt like Rondo felt appreciated last year, and there's no substitute for having the support of your team. This is a proud individual, and we're talking about a big-time gamer.
Here's Powell after the Bulls pick up 2. Ross kicks to Nogueira. Back to Ross. Shoots the 3. The rebound by Zipser.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Rondo. That one bounces around and comes back out.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Joseph dishes to Sullinger. Tries it from 19. Count that one. Sullinger's got his second bucket tonight. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. The Raptors out in front. They lead by 14. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And a chance to hear from point guard Kyle Lowry about the chemistry of this Raptors team. They're all pulling in the same direction.
You know, we got a group of guys who came in and bought into the offensive system, the defensive system, and it just clicked. And we got a bunch of guys in here who only want to see each other be successful, and it's rare in this league to have a team like that.
The question is whether or not that team unity, as rare as it is making a difference for the Raptors. Does it make Kyle Lowry any better? Do they just give it more time?
I mean, you could argue it square or you could argue it round, Kevin, because it's worked both ways. Teams that couldn't stand one another have won rings, and tight-knit groups who were like brothers have as well. So there's no one way or magic formula.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a very convincing performance from the Raptors so far.
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
They look faster and fresher out there. Seems like they're trying to tire them out.
Carter Williams is out there with Dwayne Wade.
Take a break.
Then there's Jimmy
Two
Butler.
shots.
Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And he knocks down the first one. We've seen so many former players who are now coaches in the NBA and players that, Steve, you played against. Do you ever think that they'd be coaches when you faced off against them as you were playing them?
Yeah, some of those guys, for sure, like a Jason Kidd, I say he's going to make a great coach one day. You just knew it was in his blood. Now you get a chance to see Steve Kerr, T. Lue, Tyronn Lue's one of those guys. He's going to make a good coach, and they're doing it right now and having a lot of success.
Kevin McHale, to me, was the thinking man's player, was a terrific coach. He did both, but he lost the job at Houston, which shocked so many people.
I thought he did a fantastic job. And one thing you love about Kevin McHale, he also was a general manager, then got a chance to come to the coaching role. He just has a basketball mind. He loves the game.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Just a solid player, Patrick Patterson. Comes off the bench, but he also can play starters minutes. Slightly undersized, but finds a way to get it done.
And with Patterson, the Kentucky product, he's very comfortable both inside and outside on the offensive end.
Yes, also as a starter coming off the bench, but I think he's more effective coming off the bench. He brings instant offense for his team.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
That one goes. Count it. And that's now 9 points for Michael Carter-Williams.
That's just an impeccable offensive set there to get an easy look inside.
And Toronto has possession after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Valanciunas sets a screen for DeRozan. Kept alive. Valanciunas passes to Lowry. Patterson, the screen. Carroll kicks to Lowry. The stupendous finish in traffic.
That's a grown man's basket right there by Kyle Lowry. He is so good at getting dirty down inside.
Carter-Williams dishes to Butler. Gibson passes to Butler. Lopez sets a screen for Butler. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And with Chicago and the Bulls, it seems that no matter what the current team does, they'll always be playing in the shadow of his airness, Michael Jordan.
Tough act to follow when you talk about the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls. Every great player that Bulls have, they get compared to Michael Jordan. That's just not fair.
That's good from Lopez. That one misses. And the Raptors with a die-hard fan base. The fan support only getting stronger as they've become a consistent factor in the Eastern Conference.
This team is unique in the NBA. They represent the entire nation of Canada. Toronto's the league's 5th largest market. A lot of fans from far and wide tuning in and rooting them on. When you think of the best as far as two-way players, Jimmy Butler is one of the first names that comes to mind. Great blend of offense and defense. Gives you effort on both sides of the ball every night.
First free throw is good. And for Butler, his effort is something that never comes into question, Steve. He is a competitor.
You have guys that compete on the offensive end, but when you love a guy that does it at the same type rate on the defensive end, he's a two-way player, but one of the best we've seen.
And so Butler nails both of them.
You see why Jimmy Butler is so respected. A bona fide talent who continues to add different wrinkles to his game.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Raptors moving the ball around. Carroll with it. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Detroit. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
DeMar DeRozan has turned the corner from being a guy who helps with the scoring load to a guy who can carry the scoring load. Has a lot of ways to put up points on the board.
And Steve, for DeRozan and his scoring impact, not only have his points gone up, but he's scoring at a more efficient rate, not just a volume shooter anymore.
Well, started off as a slasher. Now he's a guy comfortable in the mid-range, handling the basketball, getting to the free throw line. It is scary if he can add the three ball.
DeMar DeRozan hits them both.
Love how DeRozan has grown as a player, as a leader of this team, and he's done a great job learning how to get to the line more frequently.
Butler kicks to Lopez, and it's in there.
Yeah, they've gotten into a nice flow this quarter.
Raptors leading by 14. Lowry with the ball. Butler covering. The drive by Lowry. Lopez with the steal. Butler in the corner. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Butler's got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, in this new era of basketball, stretching the floor is critical, and Jimmy Butler has really knocked down that three shot.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, we know Jimmy Butler made a big bet on himself back in 2014. He turned down the Bulls' 4-year, $44 million contract extension offer, and it paid off. After a breakthrough season, he signed a new contract, a max deal for 5 years and $95 million. Instead of his decision, I was nervous. I'm not going to lie to you, but everything I put myself through, I knew what I was capable of.
He's come a long way, David. Thank you. Shot clock at 5. It's stolen by DeRozan. Now the dish to Valanciunas. To the middle, outside for Lowry. Outside DeRozan. Just 5 on the clock. Carroll for 3. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for Chicago.
And you see not a lot of corner threes. The defense doing a good job of closing out and denying those shorter distance triples. That's what the smart teams have to do.
And Fred Hoiberg wants a timeout.
Timeout. Start it.
Some teams live and die by the 3. Let's check out the best. 5th, the Raptors.
No doubt they have snipers on that roster, that's for sure. It's been a terrific year for them from beyond the arc.
Here's Carter Williams. He's got 9. Lopez outside. Shot clock at 6. No good from Wade.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Valanciunas sets a screen for Lowry. To the left side wing. He feeds it to DeRozan to end the drought. And again, no good by Toronto. Bulls trailed by 11. The pass to Carter Williams, knocked away. Now the feed to Lopez. Looking for Wade, he gets it there. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
Wade is 6'4", but when he gets it down by the rim, he might as well be 7 feet. There's just no stopping him.
Screened by Valanciunas. Fires for three. Patterson can't get it to go.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Gibson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Taj Gibson's one of those players that's just always in the right place at the right time, never plays outside himself. On either end, he just gives you effort every time out.
And with Gibson, you like that he can play as a starter or come off the bench. He's effective in both. He's comfortable in either role, as he's done both, Steve, for extended periods of time.
Because his mindset, whether starting or coming off the bench, is to play with energy, effort, and to defend. So any role, starter or off the bench, he thrives.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
You know, throughout his career, Taj Gibson has proven to be a valuable role player. Pretty good on both ends of the floor. Can do a little bit of everything.
Wade left side. Carried from 15 feet out. Wade's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Outstanding job looking for his teammate and connecting with him with a flawless pass.
Passes it to Valanciunas. Tries to snap the cold streak. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Valanciunas has got 12.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
The mid-range jump shot, he's so comfortable. He's got such a great feel from that distance.
It's stolen by Valanciunas. Here's DeRozan. And the three ball is good. He's got 13.
He's been on target all night, and that's helped the whole team.
Here's Carter Williams. 9 points in the game so far. Wade outside. Back to Carter Williams. Takes the three, and the Bulls another three.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Now Lowry. Right now he averages nearly 23 points a game, a relentless offensive force. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler.
Looking now at some numbers for DeRozan. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. Averaging about 26 points per, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Screened by Valanciunas. Carroll, no one around him. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists in the game.
Nice job from Carroll there to get his hands up and be ready for that shot.
Carter Williams dishes to Butler. Feeds it to Lopez. Gibson with the screen on Carroll. Poked loose. It's stolen by DeRozan. Valanciunas inside. Lopez covering. Oh, the lob to DeRozan, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Valanciunas. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. 16th in rebounding. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
Now here's Carter Williams. He's got 12. To the paint. Here's Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
What power from Taj Gibson. He really likes sending a message to the defense with his dunks.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Well, we know the NBA has always valued scorers, guys that can put the ball in the basket and get paid to do it and do it well and do it a lot. Do you think, Steve, the great defenders are still undervalued in this NBA?
Yeah, I think so. I think people don't understand from my day to now, because of the new rules, no hand checking, no touching. You have guys now that's a premium to be able to guard some of these guys. The way they're scoring the basketball, you need more guys that can defend at an elite level than I think you did in the past.
Harder to play good defense or good offense?
I think harder to play good defense right now because you can't touch.
Right.
Guy coming at you, full speed, just a sleight of hand touch, it's a foul now.
So more effort, more hustle required on that end.
More team defensive minded right now, I think, as well.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at Toronto. Advantage in 1 series. And, of course, Chicago, 6 games out.
And for Chicago, they're in the mix for a playoff spot, which is definitely a positive. But I'm sure they'd like to have had their hands around that spot a little tighter than they do.
I agree. They're not going to be able to coast. They're going to have to battle their way into the postseason. But maybe they'll toughen up by the time the playoffs arrive.
Joseph, the pass to Ross. And Sullinger kicks to Ross. And the jam by Ross.
Well, you know that Ross can throw it down. Nice one right there.
Pass to Zipser. Now here's McDermott. He's guarded by Ross. Here's Zipser. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. And here's Rondo. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Zipser, the pass to Rondo. There's a screen to the middle. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Obviously, Rondo's main priority is to dish the rock. When you're open, he'll get it to you.
Toronto leading by 9. Kicks it to Joseph. Back to Powell. Chicago grabs the miss, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't seem prepared at all for that offensive explosion and didn't really make any adjustments to counter that.
Raptors have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. It's Nogueira top of the key. Sullinger the screen. Just 5 on the clock. And Joseph kicks to Nogueira. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
I like that shot for him, though. Very little defensive pressure. He typically rises up and buries that.
Outside Rondo. He dishes it to Mirotic. It's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 4 assists now tonight. Raptors leading by 4. Pass to Powell. Dishes it to Nogueira. He kicks it to Ross. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
The Raptors have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
And with the Bulls, there's been a sense of disconnect between the front office and the coaching staff. We've read about it, we've heard about it, and the fans and the players throw them into the mix too for quite some time. Steve, the stigma just hasn't gone away.
Something that would clear up everything if the Bulls could get back to just winning. When teams start to slide, there's a lot of finger pointing, and that's been going on in Chicago.
A putback, great positioning on the putback. Portis has got 4 this quarter.
He did a stellar job throwing his body into the mix and coming up with the easy tip in.
Joseph dishes to Sullinger. Now here's Joseph. Not a lot of room. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
And Corey Joseph has shown that he is one of the best backup point guards in the NBA. Just runs the team perfectly Smitty eats minutes, played solid defense, and keeps everything running smoothly with the second unit.
You need a floor general like Corey Joseph coming off the bench. Joseph is one of the best in the game at making that happen. Most teams would be happy with him as a starter.
First one falls for him. And Joseph drops them both. Bulls trailed by 7. Rondo passes to Portis. Here's Zipser. We've got 1:13 left in the first half. Portis kicks to Rondo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires from 18. Hits the front of the rim and out.
You love the closeout on that possession.
I love it because you don't give up on the play. Just that little contest bothered his shot.
Now here's Sullinger. 7 points in the game. Back to Ross. This one for 3. That shot off, and Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Rondo kicks to Mirotic. Got a piece of it. Knocks it loose. Back to Rondo. The second chance effort. That one wide left.
Well, no one's scoring off that screen. That was terrible.
Sullinger a screen on Rondo. Powell kicks to Nogueira. The dish to Joseph. Inside. Toronto needs to get off a shot. Here's Sullinger. And the Raptors miss again.
Look, that's in his range, but he had a defender right up in his chest.
And that does it for the first half of play. Raptors lead by 7. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Jonas Valanciunas. You have been in the zone so far. What has your approach been down low in the paint?
I'm just playing my game. Kyle Lowry doing a great job passing the ball, so, it's good to play like that.
Starts with inside-out play, right? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny Smith, right there. And Shaquille O'Neal, he's right there. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. DeMar DeRozan brought his A game early tonight. He had 13 points, 2 steals, and 4 assists. And let's get your thoughts, big fella, on the Raptors.
The speed they're playing with has been fantastic. They're pushing the ball in transition and catching the defense. That's snapping, Ernie. Anyway, a huge chunk of their offense has come on the break. They've got a nice lead, but they shouldn't slow anything down. I say keep doing what you do.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Bulls.
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that about wraps it up, as the second half is just moments away. Now down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew, and we will see you after the game, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
And really, all of a sudden, he's becoming their best distributor, doing a great job of orchestrating their offense.
He's a real Swiss Army knife, a man of many talents who can do a little bit of everything, including passing.
Raptors leading by 7. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Lowry and DeRozan, the core of this team at the guard spots. Carroll and Patterson in at the small and power forward. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5 spot. The shot by Lowry, no good.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
On that play, you gotta trust your teammates. Instead of forcing that one, just pass it.
Now here's Carter Williams. Now here's Butler. Just 5 to shoot. From 15 feet away, Carter Williams can't get it to go. Toronto with the ball. Lowry kicks to Carroll. Back to Lowry. And it's Lowry again missing.
He had all the room he needed to get the shot off. Just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Screen by Valanciunas. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. And it's Wade penetrating. And it's blocked by DeRozan.
With that leaping ability of DeRozan, he can go get it.
And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
And stolen by Patterson. Unloads from 13. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Patterson's got 5 points so far. Carter Williams kicks to Gibson. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Carter Williams dishes to Lopez. 5 to shoot. Here's Wade. And it's Wade again missing.
Yeah, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Screen by Valanciunas. Wade against DeRozan. Gibson with the steal. Lopez outside. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And you always hear coaches say, make the simple play. That's one of the keys to the Raptors offense, Smitty, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they don't play fast, so they don't have a lot of turnovers, but they're also at the bottom of the league in prior assists. What they do is they just try to attack to score on the offensive end.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he hits both. Smitty is an NBA veteran. What were some of the things you missed the least about playing on the road?
Just trying to fill time. You know, after shoot around, you get finished around 12, and then sometimes the game is not until 7, so you don't have that much time. But those days off, everybody's at work, and you're just roaming around the city.
Yeah.
You got to really get close to your teammates, do some things like going to the movies, having dinner, and basically getting your rest.
Routine's a big deal, isn't it?
It is, and obviously the one good thing you can do is get into the weight room and work on your body on the off time and give your body some rest.
The Bulls have made 8 of their 12 free throws in this game.
One shot.
That free throw good from Wade. And a lot of players who play like Wade will have brief careers due to the stress it puts on their body. You know, Greg, Wade has had his share of injuries in his time in the NBA, but he is still putting up big numbers despite all the bumps and bruises.
That's a great point. Undersized guards take a beating when they are attacking the basket. Wade has missed a lot of games, but he's been healthy when it matters most. He's also done a good job to adjust his game to be a danger when he's not barreling through the lane.
Here's Carter Williams, and he misses the go-ahead basket.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Carroll kicks to Lowry. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Valanciunas, good.
Kyle Lowry with great vision and court awareness on that play. What a pass.
Carter Williams against Lowry. Carter's the pass to Butler. Back to Carter Williams. And Gibson kicks to Carter Williams. He feeds it to Wade. The 15-footer. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 7 rebounds in the game. Lowry has the open look, and that one comes up a bit short.
You know, on a pretty good night for these guys overall, his shooting has been the biggest weakness.
There's the screen. Lopez dishes to Wade. DeRozan with the rebound.
You know, even though he's been off the mark this quarter, he's trying not to let it shake his confidence.
Up top, Valanciunas. The pass to DeRozan. Screened by Valanciunas. Shoots from the corner. Jimmy Butler with the rebound. Bulls trailed by 4. The feed to Carter Williams. Lopez outside. Passes it to Wade. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Here's Lowry. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
It seems like almost every shot Lowry takes is contested, but he doesn't let it bother him.
Inside, back to Carter Williams. Outside Butler. It's up a 3, and a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. Carter Williams has got his 3rd assist on the night. Lowry passes to DeRozan, and Valanciunas kicks to Carroll. Feeds to DeRozan. The 15-footer, and it's Chicago with the rebound. Butler's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Pass to Carter Williams. Lopez a screen. Carter Williams dishes to Lopez. Got a hand on it.
Just a great job of timing on the block from Patterson.
DeRozan passes to Lowry. Back to DeRozan.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Bulls trailed by 5. Carter Williams with it. 12 points for him. Wade outside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
The Bulls making a switch here. Mirotic is checked in. Ross is checked in for Toronto. It's stolen by Valanciunas. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it was controversial in Chicago, but the Bulls hired Fred Hoiberg to replace Tom Thibodeau. Hoiberg played for a decade in the NBA, and at Iowa State, he was the fastest coach in school history to reach 100 wins. In Chicago, guys, it seems he's loosened the reins a bit, giving the players a little more leeway to shoot with confidence and air it out offensively.
The players have responded. Thanks, David. And Butler gets it to go.
What you like is a guy like Jimmy Butler each year keeps elevating his game. Offensively now, he's legit.
Patterson, the screen. DeRozan on the wing. Wade is covering. Fires from the corner. DeRozan's shot is off. Bulls trailed by 3. Carter Williams kicks to Butler. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. And that's 15 points for Butler. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Now, here's DeRozan. He's got 15. Well, one of the biggest names in free agency GA this past offseason was DeMar DeRozan. Many in Toronto feared he would leave the team, but he re-upped with the Raptors on a huge deal.
Yeah, and DeRozan spoke about loyalty to the franchise when he announced he wanted to return to Toronto. It's the only team he's ever played for his entire career, and easy to be loyal when you are getting almost $30 million a year. So it's a great contract for DeRozan.
And that free throw good from DeRozan. And Toronto is such an explosive offense. They can torch you in so many ways. Steve, how do you contain the Raptors?
Well, they play such a slow pace. Some people don't realize the efficiency of this offense. I think the main key is you have to try to keep them off the free throw line. That's a huge part of their offensive attack.
DeMar DeRozan hits them both.
He just can't miss from the line right now. He is the guy you want taking those shots.
Rondo kicks to Portis. He dishes it to McDermott. There's a screen. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
McDermott on your squad is like having a guy that you can rely on knocking down shots from the stretch 4 position.
Bulls have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
The free throw drops for McDermott.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for the Bulls. And the Raptors also making a change. Norman Powell's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And McDermott drops them both. Here's Joseph. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Kicks to Powell. It's Sullinger. It's out the key. Five on the clock. Back to Ross. The rebound by Zipser. Portis, the pass to Butler. McDermott kicks to Portis. They now take the lead. Portis has got 8 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Now here's Powell. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Sullinger inside, working on Portis, and the shot goes in.
He could not have threaded that bounce pass better. Sensational play.
Butler kicks to Portis. Here's Zipser. Pass to Mirotic. Here's Zipser. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. They set the pick. Butler from outside. He can't get it to go. And Toronto will come the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Ross kicks to Powell. To the middle. It's picked off. Butler passes to Portis. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Tremendous composure on display. When they were down big, they did not panic. They just stuck with the game plan.
Now here's Joseph. Powell kicks to Joseph. 6 to shoot. For the 3. Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound. Butler's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. No coverage that time. And now a 4-point Bulls lead.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Damari Carroll's checked in for Sullinger. 1:43 left in the third quarter. Now Carroll. He has 6. Dishes it to Powell. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Ross. Wide open shot is on the money. Ross has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Beautiful pass that helped set up his teammate perfectly.
It's stolen by Carroll. And here is Joseph. Ross on the wing. Back to Joseph. Five to shoot. Ross on the wing. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
And with the defense disrespecting him there, that's a shot he needs to make.
Down low, Mirotic, and Mirotic throws it down.
Mirotic is looking to throw it down when he's near the rim. He can get up quickly.
Now the dish to Powell. He kicks to Nogueira. Now here's Powell. He feeds it to Ross. Carroll with it. Nogueira controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. And the pass to Portis. The feed to Butler. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession. Nice shot by Portis. Here's Joseph. Here's the screen. And that's not going to go. And we've reached the end of the third. Bulls out front, leading by 4. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
Get the pass, attack. Pass, attack. But down there, we got to get stopped.
Dwayne Casey focusing on ball movement and finishing strong, but also getting it done on D.
Yeah, getting stops and then taking care of the boards. It's only working if you get control of the basketball.
And thanks for joining us again as the 4th quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Here it's Edge at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. Then there's Dwayne Wade. Then it's McDermott. And it's Zipser in at the 2 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
And Lopez doing whatever he can to get himself to the line.
Robin Lopez at the line for the Bulls. 2 shots.
That's good from Lopez.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Michael Carter-Williams checked in for Doug McDermott. Patterson, he's checked in for Toronto. No good on the second free throw.
It's important to stretch this lead out as much as possible right now, and that's exactly what he did there.
And DeRozan kicks to Patterson. Outside Lowry. Passes to DeRozan. Feeds it to Valanciunas. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Valanciunas over the last few years has always been pretty good offensively. And also now on the defensive end, he's a guy that's not a liability. He has taken large strides to improve in that area.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas. Looking at Valanciunas and his defense, he seems to be a lot more decisive in his action, Steve. Seems like a small thing, but that means so much at his level.
Yeah, Jonas is not hesitant on the rotations and charging out to the perimeter. He's playing with more confidence on the defensive end. He'll be all right.
Valanciunas hits them both.
In terms of big man, he is certainly one of the better free throw shooters in this league.
Now Carter Williams. Lopez a screen. Here's Mirotic. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Mirotic has got the lead up to 5 now for the Bulls. Raptors shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Outside Lowry. Up top DeRozan. Lets it fly from 18. That one misses. Excellent D from Wade. The Bulls leading by 5. Lopez kicks to Carter Williams. Pass to Wade. He dishes it to Lopez. Rebound by Kyle Lowry. And Toronto has possession. Kicks it to Ross. DeRozan on the wing. Lopez with the block. Carter Williams against Lowry. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. To the paint. Here's Zipser. No good on the 3.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's Valanciunas. A beautiful reverse layup.
That's where Valanciunas is a handful, inside and on the block.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And here is Mirotic. And again, Chicago. No good. Now here is Lowry. Pass to DeRozan. Releases from 15. That doesn't go either for DeRozan.
If you're trying to figure out why these guys can't catch up, his inconsistent shooting is a good place to start.
Carter Williams with it. Lopez a screen. Jumper off the screen and stolen by Patterson. Dishes it to Lowry to tie it up. It's rebounded by Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. He kicks it to Lopez. It's stolen by DeRozan. And now Lowry running the floor all by himself. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on Dwayne Wade.
For a player his size, Valanciunas has always been a good free throw shooter. We won't see a hack of Val anytime soon. Valanciunas, he'll show you flashes of dominance, and then sometimes you can't find. And clearly the potential is there for him, and he feels consistently on the verge of breaking out.
For Valanciunas, it isn't like his numbers aren't productive. He's come close to averaging a double-double for quite some time. You were talking about this the other day, Steve, but you just know that he can be so much more.
Yeah, sometimes it takes longer for big guys to develop. You have to be patient with a guy like Valanciunas. He's been in the league for a while now, but remember, he's still only 24 years old.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Carter Williams kicks to Lopez. The dish to Wade. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
If you let Wade get the ball that deep, there really isn't anything you can do.
Outside Lowry. Out left to the wing. Patterson dishes to Lowry. Clock at 6. Shoots. And again, Toronto no up. Chicago leading by 3. To the inside, and stolen by Patterson. Outside DeRozan. Out to the wing. Outside Lowry. Shot clock at 6. That one wide left. Chicago's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Gibson the screen. Wade outside. Back to Carter Williams. Toronto grabs the miss. Patterson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. DeRozan with it. Wade picks him up. Carter Williams against Lowry. Back to DeRozan, and finished off by DeRozan.
Keep your head on a swivel with DeRozan on the floor. He'll finish way up top with an alley-oop.
Chicago leading. Here's Carter Williams. He feeds it to Wade. Lopez a screen. The high post shot. And again, no good by Chicago.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Beautiful pick. Ugly shot.
Now here's DeRozan. There's the pass to Valanciunas to take the lead. Good D by Lopez.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Deflects the pass. Ross passes to DeRozan. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. DeRozan's got 4 points in the quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Now Carter Williams. Lopez outside. Fades and shoots. And the basket is good. And it's 13 points for Dwayne Wade.
Now we can say it. He's a completely different shooter this half. Much more confidence, much more success.
Outside Lowry. Screened by Valanciunas. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. And here is Carter Williams. Lopez outside. To the middle. Fade away. They get it back. And there it is for him.
You love the way Robin Lopez just goes after those missed shots. That's where he can do damage.
Rosen dishes to Ross. From 13, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Ross. The Bulls making a switch here. Butler's checked in, and the Raptors also making a change. Carroll's checked in. The Bulls leading by 3. Carter Williams kicks to Lopez. Wade against DeRozan. That one misses. Toronto shooting just 30% from the field here in the fourth. And their feet to Valanciunas. Raptors moving the ball around. Patterson passes to Carroll. He dishes it to Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Butler. Passes it to Gibson. Feeds to Carter Williams. Gibson the screen. And stolen by Patterson. Carroll against Butler. Carroll dishes to Patterson. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Valanciunas against Lopez. They get it back. The wide open look here for DeRozan. He nails it, and we're tied up. DeRozan's got 11 points here in just the second half. Now here's Carter Williams. Lopez outside. Pass to Butler. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Responsibility all on Jimmy Butler. He stepped up to the plate on that one.
Outside Lowry. Kicks it to DeRozan. Pass to Valanciunas. Second shot opportunity. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. The free throw drops for Valanciunas. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. The Bulls have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Here's Carter Williams. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade.
Nice read by Dwayne Wade. Beautiful.
DeRozan passes to Lowry. Dishes to Patterson. Shot clock at 6. It's stolen by Carter Williams. And it's good. Walk through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Oh, that's great D there. A little petty larceny as he just picks his pocket and takes it coast to coast for the finish.
.152 left in the fourth. Outside DeRozan. And Lowry has it in the corner. A three-pointer off the mark.
The thing is, you want to do everything you can to help your team. And sometimes you just try to do too much.
Carter Williams kicks to Butler. Addition out to Gibson. Back to Butler. Lopez, a screen on Carroll. Outside Gibson. Shot clock at 5. Right at the free throw line. Wade misses.
And with the defense disrespecting him there, that's a shot he needs to make.
It's going to take something special for them to come back now.
They can't worry about that. They need to find the quickest shot possible.
Here's Lowry. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Lowry always comes up with a timely basket, and today is no exception.
1:02 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Wade outside. Back to Carter Williams. Kicks it out to Gibson. Gibson with the screen on Carroll. 5 on the clock, and Lopez has it in the corner. He feeds it to Carter Williams. Goes back up, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Carter Williams. At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And he does get the second one. And that increases their lead to 6.
And not as productive a trip as you would like, but they're still in a pretty comfortable position.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, coaches tell them take the easy points in a hurry and then foul as soon as possible.
They don't have a whole lot of time left, so that strategy makes the most sense.
There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He kicks it to Patterson. Offline with his three.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Toronto calls timeout. They're down by 8. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's deflected. They retain possession.
Like the way that Valanciunas worked his way to the line on that shot. Never let the defender get comfortable.
Fourth team foul. At the line for the Raptors, Jonas Valanciunas taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the gap to 7. He's perfect from the line this time. 23 seconds left to play here in the fourth, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
You know, Rondo takes great pleasure at slicing and dicing up the defense. One of the best passers in the game.
He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in.
I think it's safe to say this baby's over.
I have to agree with you. Their goose is cooked.
Not good shot selection. Long range and a defender all up in your jersey.
If you're the defender, you're like, yes, take that shot. I'll play the percentages.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Dwayne, you really got on the glass tonight. How did that happen?
Yeah, Coach told me to rebound. I've been trying to rebound lately, so just trying to get down there and help our big guys out.
Well, you helped him in a big way, Dwayne. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for being with us. And now we'll head over to the studio with Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan player of the game, Michael Carter Williams.
He was a threat every time they fed him the ball. He was in attack mode offensively. So much confidence. Wow, unbelievable.
Man, he had a really productive night from the three-point range. He knocked down a few more of those deep balls than we typically see from him. And that was a nice surprise. It added another element to their offense.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.